Thought 2024 was going to turn out to be a better year for the former royals known as Harry and Meghan. Well, seemingly it's not just books that bomb, i.e. Endgame, but of course there are other more, shall we say, prestigious people ready to put pen to paper and include the story, their version of events, their truth about Harry and Meghan. But as ever, should they be very worried about this? Let me explain. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Also, by the way, can I just thank you for your lovely comments about the new Stock Aitken Waterman musical that we introduced you to while we went along to see it at the beautiful, historic Leeds Grand Theatre. What a place, eh? Now, did you know, by the way, that the Leeds Grand Theatre, rumour has it, that the interior is modelled on the beautiful theatre La Scala? Yeah, apparently the whole decor is borrowed from that. It is wonderful when you get inside, let me tell you. Wonderful place to look at. Now, as ever, back to your breaking royal story of the day. As you know, this time last year, we were all gearing up for the arrival of Prince Harry's book, Spare. Remember that one? Yes, and of course he went on, as we told you, to have a mega-selling autobiography, no two ways about it. But it didn't make the money back for Penguin Random House, but got them lots of publicity, and no doubt they'll have to have a clear out of staff as they look at the cost-cutting and all of that stuff in the new year. I'll leave that one to ponder. But of course, it's all about the people, the stories that people cover, and in particular people who have now decided to retire. BBC Royal reporter Nicholas Witchell, remember him? Now, he, of course, really came to fame, all thanks to a hot mic being left on by the then Prince Charles alongside William and Harry while we're doing a photo call. And according to Prince Charles at the time, he simply couldn't stand Mr. Witchell. And this really went around the world. This was pre-internet, but has resurfaced, obviously, in the interim periods. This is the way that this job goes. But what's interesting now is after 40 years with the BBC Broadcasting Service, Mr. Witchell is being offered his opportunity to tell his side of the story of reporting in the Royals. And in particular, he's been doing interviews with big newspapers and tabloids about his time there. But we can look forward to a book. What's been interesting is he's given his version already on the fact that the palace could have been a little bit more, shall we say, patient with Meghan Markle, but then changes his tune further down the interview. According to a very well-placed source, though, Meghan and Harry should be concerned because, as we know, he was at the side of the Duke and Duchess on various tours in their very short tenure of the British monarchy and plans not to hold back. As we've told you before, you can get a mega book deal, but you have to dish quite a lot. And the bottom line is now he's free from the shackles of the BBC. I'm told Mr. Witchell really wants to get his version of events out there. Now, he's a respected journalist and gentleman, so one might suspect, of course, that he will err on the side of caution. Apparently, according to a very well-placed source, Mr. Witchell's take on his time covering Harry and Meghan's events in their short tenure within the British monarchy will be given in great detail. And we have to say, as ever, allegedly, but let's face it, Meghan does never really come out of these events particularly well. The downside to that is, once again, there's going to be a book detailing exactly what went on in Africa on all of those other tours, which will not play out well, particularly for the William Morris Agency, who are desperately trying to rebrand Meghan Markle as something as a cosy, fuzzy, friendly, fun person, i.e. in the coffee ad. Mr. Witchell's memoirs should be out just around the end of summertime. Just, of course, no doubt when Harry and Meghan are gearing up once again to let us see what they've been busy up to with that raft of fascinating things she mentioned on the variety carpet. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.